Hey, what's your name?
Nathan Manning,
Nathan, where you from?
Wolf County,
Wolf County where?
Campton.
Campton what?
This is Valeria,
In Kentucky, right?
Kentucky. Yeah,
Yeah, and how long you been growing tomato plants?
all my life.
All your life. Can you tell us a little bit about that tomato plant?
It's a tomato. It's an indigenous plant. They'll keep it growing as long as your vines is good. They'll grow to frost, bear to frost. And that's this one over here it's an early girl,
Boy, it's tall, though, isn't it?
and I don't know how many it's loaded with tomatoes, but it's indigenous too, and it'll grow to keep growing, bear until frost. If you keep your vines good in shape.
You got to keep them in good shape.
Yeah.
You've been in the farming quite a while.
All my life.
All your life.
Yeah.
Did you raise mules and?
Yeah, we raised mules and fool with horses. Got a little old donkey down there, but we got him put with cattle, but he's a little bit ill with them. But yeah, we fool with horses and mules. Papa always had a plow horse or a mule.
Well, he had a pair of mules, didn't he?
Yeah, he always kept a pair of mules or something to plow the backer and garden with.
Do you remember what he named his mules? You remember?
Lord.
I'm thinking one time he told me Mayo or Bale or something like that.
Yeah, he had several of them.
So he had a gray mule.
He had a gray mule. Yeah, he had a couple. He had a pair of little mules, gray mules. And when I was a little boy, he had a pretty good. We had a big gray mule, mare mule. She was a pretty good work mule and riding mule too. I rode her everywhere.
And I know your grandfather lived to be old, didn't he?
Yeah, he's 95.
95. Yep. And I know that
There's his little brother up here, 96.
His little brother.
Yeah.
Well, that's something, isn't it?
It is.
They must have lived to be old.
All of them lived to be up in their 90s, most of them. I don't have to worry about living that long.
And they were landowners, weren't they?
Yeah, they was.
Now, how many acres, a minute ago we walked across the farm, how many acres was it?
Probably a couple hundred of it altogether.
About 200 acres on that one farm?
Yeah.
And I heard that your grandfather's father owned 21 different farms.
My grandpa's dad owned about 20, all around here. He owned several farms. And his dad, their grandpa, my papa's grandpa, let this farm go back. He borrowed $200 on it and he couldn't pay for it.
So his boy bought it?
His boy bought it off of him. $200. That's hard to believe, but it's the truth.
It's probably a lot of money that good,
though. It had to be.
But you know, I bet he could have paid it. Well, you bet.
Well, he sold it to his son because he's afraid he couldn't pay for it.
Afraid he couldn't pay for it.
That's what he did. That's the truth.
Well,
Papa will give $600 or $700 for this up here. Yeah, off of his dad.
So that's pretty good, wasn't it, for 200 acres plus?
Yeah.
And I noticed the land a minute ago. It lays good and it's good agricultural ground. I took a look at it.
He said he went to buy it and his dad told him, said no, said you can just go, said if you can farm it, all you live there as long as you want to, and Papa wouldn't do it. He said, no, I want to buy it. So he bought it.
And somebody told me on that same farm, or maybe it's out the road here to Falling Water, that there's a coal seam there.
There's a coal seam right down here under the falls.
Under the falls?
Yeah, you go under the falls and go down the creek a little ways, and there's a coal seam. And there's a coal seam up here, too, on the other side of the graveyard, where he's at. There's a coal seam in that, we always call it the coal bank.
Yeah.
Up there.
And it's a different type of coal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What type was it? You remember?
It's kennel coal.
Kennel coal.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know they never did. Your grandfather never did let them get in there.
He never did let them. They wanted to mine it, and he never would let them mine it.
Yeah, because he probably had the mineral rights and everything.
Yeah. But now, Justin and them went back down under the falls here this summer, and he brought 2 big bags of coal out of there where he dug it out. Just took something and dug it out.
Well, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, he brought 2 bags of it, and it was good coal.
Good coal.
It burned just right off.
They always told me that the Eastern Kentucky Mountains coal's a lot better than that Western coal.
I don't know nothing about the Western coal.
I read up on it. They said that it actually, like a power line, probably just a half a block will do what 3 blocks of theirs will do to pull the energy through, you know, by burning it and making that electric out of coal.
Yeah.
But now you might have some good coal here that you might be able to make some electric out of.
Yeah.
Run it through those hot wires.
Yeah.
So, you never got into mining business too heavy then, did you?
I never did mine.
Never did.
I always worked construction or sawmill or worked on the farm.
But you know your coal when you see a seam, all right?
Yeah, you can tell coal when you see a seam of it.
Yeah, when you see a seam, you probably know how deep it goes too, or kind of guess around at it.
Yeah. That there down on the hill or under the falls there, it's just you just follow the creek down and it's just right around it's on the side of the cliff, right around the side of the cliff.
And too, that coal's not too far from what we call the Red River Gorge and the scenic Red River.
I can get down here at this creek right here behind the house. I can get underneath the falls and beat the river in 10 minutes.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Red River.
It's that close.
Well, that's pretty close, then,
It's
isn't
that
it?
close. It's maybe after you get under the falls, it probably won't take 10 minutes to get to the river.
So you all probably own some land, you know, that's national territory like the Red River, you know.
Yeah,
I know it is. It belonged to your grandfather them years ago.
it joins, well, down here below Allen's.
Yeah.
It goes right to the river.
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Yeah.
And somebody told me they owned to the river, sometimes the other side of the river, too.
Out where Allen lived, they did own to the river down behind it because it ain't that far to the river.
And I heard they used to carry water out of there, is what I heard.
Yeah.
They didn't have no water here, did they?
No, we've still got a spring up there. It's been here. Uncle Corbett said it's been here as long as he's been here, and it's here from Papa and them was little.
And he's been here 96
he
years.
said it's probably been here 150 years at least, maybe longer, maybe 200.
And still just as good a spring as it was 150 years
never
ago.
went dry that I know of. Never.
So
We
that
just
was
cleaned it
pretty
out.
good.
My stepdad cleaned it out back last year, and I like to have it rocked up and a hose run out of it. That way it could run string.
You might have something old. You might put it on the market.
Got
That
a well
clear
up
water.
here. It's Papa, what's Uncle Corbett, he said it was when he was little, it was there, and the same rock still on it. But when he left to go to Ohio, Papa said him and Lloyd cleaned that out. It was they was in their early 20s.
Well,
Teenagers,
and they went
20s.
to Ohio to find work.
He went to
probably.
Ohio to find work. Yeah.
And he found it, I think. I think he worked for the Wright Brothers and bicycle makers, didn't he? Wilbur and Orville.
Like 40-some years, I believe. 30 or 40, you could ask him.
But he worked for Wilbur and Orville Wright's bicycle shop right there in Dayton, Ohio, he told me.
Yeah, he may have.
Yeah, because he started way back there, didn't he?
Yeah, he left when he wasn't hardly, he was a big teenager, I guess. 18, 19, something like that, 17 or something. He left here.
But you know, he told me that when he eat his dinner, he never did eat no meat for dinner while he worked at the bicycle shop.
Oh, yeah?
He always eat fruit.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
I kind of believe that.
Yeah, probably.
But you don't live to be 96 years old unless you do eat fruit and vegetables, do you?
No, they all, when I was a kid, I mean, that's all we done. Stayed in the garden or in the back of the field or the hay field.
That's all you knew when it
That's
come
all we
time,
knew.
didn't you?
I mean, we grew enough garden for 10 families.
And that was your medicine, wasn't it? That was your healthy
Yeah.
foods.
I mean, we canned, and I love to can today. I like canned, garden food, tomatoes.
I saw those tomatoes hanging out there in the garden. I believe there's 30 or 35 to the plant. I don't know how you got them there, but they're there.
Took a bunch off of them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you must
I counted 25 on this when it just got started.
and you must know your tomatoes pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I like to grow them.
Yeah, you must be part horticulture or something.
I don't know.
You don't know. You're just a heavy equipment operator, aren't you?
Yeah.
But you can do that too. And I see your company truck there.
That's not mine. That's my stepdad's.
Oh, it's your stepdaddy's.
Yeah.
That's okay. You probably drove one of your days anyway.
I've done most of the construction work.
Yeah. But that's all right. But seems like your garden's going to take you somewhere. So that's actually going to feed you in the wintertime.
Yeah, we always can a bunch every year, most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, your uncle over there, he said he's 96, but he said that's the most tomatoes in his life he's seen on one tomato vine.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good, isn't it?
It is.
So you showed him, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
I take care of them, especially the ones around the house.
Yeah.
I always try to put some out and take care of real good. Baby them.
Oh, yeah, you got to baby them, sing music to them, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you play that music for them, that rock and roll you like?
No.
You don't?
Give
You
them
quit?
bluegrass and country.
Is that right? You don't play the hard rock, then, do you?
Yeah.
That's all right, isn't it? But, Nathan, it's been good talking to you and learning about your tomato garden, and maybe people pick up on it.
Yeah.
And I know people like to grow tomatoes just the way you grow them here.
I like to grow them.
So for now, Nathan and I, we're going to say bye to you for now
Alrighty.
and let the people hear what he has to say about his tomato growing.
Mhm.